there again?
We should
No.
be.
Nope.
No.
We'll be in a couple seconds. I just clicked live. You'll have to probably go to a new
One
broadcast.
Mississippi, two
You're a terrible
Mississippi,
producer, Rick.
153 Mississippi.
And
We're
everybody's
gonna have to
listening.
gonna have to fire you from your own show.
I would like to file a complaint with HR.
Yeah, totally.
Wait, so if Crossy gets fired, who would have run this channel then?
I
We'll
will
hire a
The
substitute.
the ground.
Yeah,
We'll take
Yeah.
interviews.
4 other people on. Metal,
Hmm.
you're gonna probably have to start a new one. I'm talking to my mother. There's Metal. There's
Hmm.
comic artist JW. There's Pastry, and there's Timothy, and of course me.
Okay,
That's
guys,
okay. I
let's
already
draw
shared out the
straws.
new one.
All right. Wait, so we're drawing straws? I accidentally got a chopstick.
Yeah. As you just
Okay, we'll draw.
said hello to
We'll draw.
everybody.
Hello,
Can I
Rick.
do
Rick Bomb.
They all say hi back, and you gotta. You're distracting.
You gotta
in
say
here.
it back in Portuguese, please.
Hey Crossy, you said to draw straws. I accidentally got a chopstick.
I didn't
We'll
say
draw
draw.
chopsticks.
Who said draw straws?
Wasn't me.
Wasn't me. Want me
I
to
did
draw-
not saying anything.
Oh.
I had to draw some straws in the last page of On Tour with Mitch and Sandy.
Did you get the shortest one?
No,
they're-
I think
they're
he meant
drinking from
literally
cups.
drawing straw.
There. I just drew a straw.
Oh man, next time someone says let's draw straws, I'm just gonna hand draw one.
I
There you
don't
go.
believe in
Well, you
straws
can't.
because my father-in-law is a turtle. Sea
He's a turtle.
A sea turtle, and they're detrimental.
Well, so I guess if he's a sea turtle, he's not ninja nor mutant.
I didn't say he was.
Well,
Wait,
actually,
so
to have you, he might have to be a mutant though.
There's got to be a drawing of a Ninja Turtle with a straw stuck up his nose. I'm gonna check this out.
No,
not,
that's
you'll have to
the
solve that
plastic
problem.
straw.
And hello,
No.
stick for. My internet died for some reason, and took me a couple minutes to get it back. Stick figure.
Yeah.
Joshua.
Yeah.
The internet,
we're
the
back.
internet just had to stick it to me.
I found the picture with a Ninja Turtle and a straw in his nose.
No.
It's always
Well-
a surprise which one of Joshua's alts we'll see in the chat.
Yeah.
Well, the regular Joshua, it's not a surprise usually. It's the other ones.
Yeah. Well, looks like we'll have to figure it out.
You know, Rick, I'm an ordained minister. If you and Pastry want to get married right now.
Mm,
No.
I think
I am also ordained.
he's not into these. He's not into these. He's straight.
Just want to say.
And Rossi could never do a gay relationship. Technically, a relationship with me wouldn't be straight either.
Sounds
You
like
know,
a premise
times
for like
like
an
these-
80s comedy.
When I
Yeah.
think waterboarding is justified.
Waterboarding.
Is it? Who's getting waterboarded? Certainly not me.
Hello.
Hello. Hey, Rick.
Hey, Mike, how are you?
All right.
Good morning, Mike.
How'd your stream go?
For the most part, okay. Albeit I was the only one there, but something seemed to be going a little funky with YouTube because, you know how I usually will keep the YouTube screen open along with my StreamYard screen, right?
Yeah, like a lot of us people that do the YouTube thing.
Yeah. Well, I was noticing during my stream that apparently the YouTube was lagging a little bit.
Got
In
real
terms,
quiet. Okay.
you know how the red line shows if you're when you're watching, and if you're on a stream, apparently mine was lagging, like it wasn't staying up like with it.
Yeah,
Like, if
mine does
listen-
that. Mine does that a lot too.
This
Apparently,
might be the
That's true.
first time I've ever seen that happen.
apparently, YouTube has more problems than most people's exes.
What was that?
Oh,
But apparently, YouTube has more problems than most people's exes.
I think that would be better said. Most people have more problems with YouTube than with their exes.
Yeah. Well, anyways, that was basically the main issue there. But other than that, actually, I had like three pretty interesting stories I went over tonight.
Yeah,
Too. Of course, the continuing Velma debacle.
yeah.
Now, yeah, I covered the article where they were talking about Mindy Kaling's now coming out and saying that Velma is a gay icon. Also, Neil Gaiman is now saying that anybody who criticizes cast changes in his show are islamophobes. Neil Gaiman, the Sandman creator.
Okay.
And then the last article I covered, apparently now it looks like with the help of Chris Braley, Mike Barron is putting a legal war chest together to go after Daley Koss and those people who basically got his campaign kicked off of Kickstarter and crowdfunder. They're putting a legal war chest together to go after him for torturous interference.
Yeah. That's
Wait
good.
a minute.
One
Okay.
sec. Hey, Massive Panda.
sorry.
Yes, I'm back. Okay, go ahead, Pastry.
Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. I thought there was always something a little gay about Velma.
No.
I never did.
there was always kind of like a joke about that, but I don't. But there's also been a joke that most of the gang were high half the time. If
Well,
you
there
ever
was
seen-
a lot of
It wouldn't be-
counterculture influence too in there. Like when you go back all the way back 50 plus years ago to the first Scooby. There was always like Shaggy was always thought of. Some people were thinking he might have actually been a stoner. That's why he had such the appetite. I've heard some stories where they were saying like initially they were gonna have only Shaggy being able to talk to Scooby. So I mean, if anything, throughout most of the franchise, in fact, the only anything like remotely romantic, anything that was ever implied that was anything remotely romantic within any part of the
Usually
game
Fred
was Fred and Daphne.
Yeah.
That was the only couple in that group and that wasn't even taken real far. Because remember, this is a kids show. This was a kids
Right.
show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like in the original
Well,
series, they didn't even really say anything. It was just kind of suspicious that Fred always paired himself off with Daphne.
Well,
And then,
you-
of course, there's
you've
also
seen how
been
we
debate on how old they actually were. They in high school? Were they young adults? Was
Seeing,
awesome.
Well, you see-
seeing as how they were
Uh-huh.
traveling the country, I'd say they were young adults.
Yeah.
And
You
there,
see-
let Timothy say something. Sorry, Tim.
Yeah. Well, you've seen that episode of Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, where they made fun of the whole thing, right?
No.
You're just trying to make us look paranoid and goofy, and then they keep showing clips from the actual cartoon, and the guy's like, the prosecution's like, goofy, paranoid, no further questions.
Well, the one thing I do remember from, because I didn't really watch a whole lot of Harvey Birdman myself, mind you, but the one thing I do in passing, when I and watch kind of channel surfing all that, did remember catching a scene where Avenger came along and basically just grabbed Scrappy by the collar and essentially killed him. And then
Oh, no.
I think a running gag was throughout the rest of Harvey Birdman. You would see Avenger carrying around Scrappy's corpse. Scrappy, who was originally voiced by the late great Lenny Weinrib, of course, also did Hunk in also did Hunk in Voltron. So, some interesting stuff there. So,
Yeah, and for everybody that doesn't know, Mike has a program every night of the week at 9 for about Monday through Thursday.
9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, 9 Eastern.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And he
Continue.
he goes over a bunch of different articles, whatever he feels in the fancy of going over. And Friday nights he has a thing where he reads through old comics. Right now he's in August of 1939. We just did Marvel last week. Me and him, we read some people that are on with him. Like Tim will be on this Friday with him and commenting. Maybe since Tim read last week, he might be up to reading. Well, I mean on Chris's channel. He might be up to reading this time.
Yeah, imagine streaming every weeknight, man. I could never.
Been there.
Well, I was doing it 5, and I'm actually now doing 6 nights a week because on Sundays I took over the open panel show that RJ initially was doing, and I brought it over to Mike. It's now called, of course, the Mike 10 Weekend Edition. Rick and Tim were both a part of that this past weekend, where we actually talked a little bit about the process of comic books earlier on with James Lee, who's the writer of the Stein. So
I was on someone else's channel this weekend too. Wait, whose was I on?
You were on Hero Shack's channel with me.
Oh.
On Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, that was fun, honestly.
I'm glad you enjoyed yourself.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I liked and shared your stream before I came on, Rick. I just wanted to pop in and say hi here. I think I'm gonna go grab some dinner here and then come back and try to get caught up on my subscriptions, because I get a lot of them in the early evening at 3, 4, 5 o'clock, and I'm usually busy doing other things, so they pile up pretty quickly at that time. So
well,
I will.
Thanks for coming on, and have a good evening.
Yep.
I tell you, want to promote anything, but I think we just promoted your show. So
Yeah. Already did his work for him.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
All right. Anyways, talk to you later. Bye.
Good luck. Don't let the dishes bite. All right. I've never seen him before either.
I've seen. Well,
Wow.
he doesn't come in a lot, but he does every so often for maybe 5 minutes usually. Little promotion of his show and all that. And, say hi and all that. And which reminds me, if everybody out there that's rewatching, if you can hit that like button and share this out, maybe we can get some more people back in here.
Yes.
And it looks like comic artist took off. I guess he had.
Oh no.
But that's all right. Maybe he got home. I know last time he came on, he was in his car. So
Yeah. Don't stream and drive, people.
yeah,
I've seen people be on a panel and be driving at the same time.
yeah. They can as long as they're not the host. That talking is like just putting your phone on, like up somewhere where you can't do whatever, and you're doing it hands free. So
Yeah. Imagine being a host of a show while you're driving. I was about to say while drawing, but then or accidentally say while drawing, and then I'm like, wait a minute, I mean driving.
There's a lot of people who run shows while driving.
That seems like a good chance to get in a wreck that way.
Yeah. Now I have a question for life. Is there more fatalities from drinking and driving, or streaming and driving?
Definitely drinking and driving, because more people drink and drive than anybody streams and drives.
Okay.
That and it impairs your
Not even
judgment.
close.
So If you're drinking and driving, your judgment's already effed up.
If you're drinking,
so.
you're more likely to drive.
What do you mean by that?
Because your judgment's already impaired, and you're like, no, it's fine. I can drive home.
Yeah. And with streaming, most likely you're not impaired. Although some people, of course, we know do streams while being impaired. Risey. But most people don't. And
Flint.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't usually do streams and thing. He wasn't in control of that stream. Metal was.
Man.
Which stream? I forget. I
Oh,
was-
the New Year's Eve one with Flint.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Or
yeah.
Flint, I should say. Yeah, it's Flint, not Flint. PC.
No wonder he hates me.
He probably doesn't care, just as long as you don't call him late for dinner.
Call him late for breakfast. Thank you very much.
I wouldn't want to be late for breakfast either.
Yeah. Yeah, but
It's like,
if you're calling
I
him
like
late,
sleeping in, but
If you're
I'd
co-
rather have breakfast.
if you're calling him late for breakfast, and that means your overhead has place for breakfast, what's going on, pastry?
Not necessarily. What if they're meeting up at IHOP and you didn't tell them?
Yes!
till the last minute?
Yeah, you never know. Don't be jumping to conclusions there, buddy.
I swear,
I'll be honest.
I'm gonna
I'd rather be that
shipped with-
case because I don't know if I trust pastry to be able to cook a good breakfast anyway. So IHOP has to be the go-to.
Damn. What stops me from going to McDonald's and grabbing McMuffins and going back home?
It's probably cold by the time you get home.
Microwave? Oven? Nah.
No, I'd rather just go to the McDonald's
As soon,
myself.
as soon as you eat the McDonald's, soon after you're hungry again because it doesn't stay with you.
What?
McDonald's breakfast is legit though. It's the best part of the menu.
Yeah, that's true. Everybody loves it.
Chibi Joshua says, "Where is Flit, anyways?" And he says, "I don't think I've seen him in the chat all year."
Oh yeah, I haven't seen him in like any chat since like the New Year's thing. I think he felt so apologetic that he kind of just drifted away for a little bit.
Oh no. We would like him back. And here's coming from someone that says he hates.
Yeah, but he hates everyone except for specifically GMT and Mr. Squeakers.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be a people person, so to speak.
And hey, Jeff, how are you? Let's see. Massive Panda says, "It's hard for me to get up early to make breakfast, but if somebody wakes me up and tells me breakfast is already prepared and I don't have to make it, I'll definitely wake up for that."
That's what I said. Like I like sleeping in, but I'd rather have breakfast than sleep in.
Yeah.
Mm.
And if you end up calling somebody late for breakfast, it just becomes brunch.
Yeah.
And then maybe lunch.
Wait, no. Here's the thing. If you call somebody late for dinner, then it would eventually be breakfast.
No, because then they go to sleep and the food rots and you got to throw it out.
Not necessarily.
Okay, I guess you could have it for leftovers, but most people aren't eating dinner food for breakfast.
Well, that's a them problem.
Jeff is hanging with the dogs and watching movies. Oh, with
Maybe.
the
Or
dog.
wait, should I say
Just
should have I
maybe.
said midnight
It's
snack?
all illusion.
Midnight snack, anybody? What you should have eaten for dinner is now a midnight snack?
Maybe, depending on what it is. What did you say, Metal?
I was saying that maybe Flit's hard at work trying to figure out what he's doing. He said he's ditching illustration, like altogether. He's just dropping drawing. But he's going to be working on something else that uses the same skill set that he's been building up with drawing. So I haven't deduced what that is yet. Could be 3D. That would be interesting. But there are many things that could end up using that same skill set.
Yeah, for sure.
To be honest with you-
wouldn't that be
Yeah.
sort of illustration doing 3D? Well, I guess it depends on what you mean by it.
No, 3D is literally outside of the field of illustration. Now, you can end up doing some sketching for your mock-up, but that's not illustration.
Here's one thing I could never give up: drawing. I could never give it up, man.
Maybe he'll get into animation. Who knows? I mean, technically, that would still be illustration because there is illustration involved in animation. But a lot of people consider it different fields, so maybe he does, and that might be where he's jumping. Who knows?
Yeah.
You don't have to be
Imagine
as
that-
precise in animation since it's moving.
Imagine if he ends up becoming an animator and ends up doing what I do, which is I'm a storytime animator.
No, he would definitely not. In fact, I actually don't see him doing animation for one pure reason. The storytelling aspect. I mean, even if you're not doing story time, like you actually have to kind of come up with some type of plot when you're animating, unless you're just doing really quick motions and gags. And he was having that problem with comics, so that's why I was ruling that one out.
But here's the thing: there's like the animation memes that are all over YouTube Shorts too. But I don't think he's that type of person.
Let's see. Massive Panda says leftover eggs just aren't good. I think eggs are one of the foods that absolutely have to be eaten immediately, unless
How
they're
about deviled
boiled.
eggs?
Unless they're
Deviled
boiled.
eggs.
Yeah, I disagree.
Deviled
I think there's
eggs.
plenty of ways that you
Deviled
can,
eggs.
have eggs. Yeah, deviled eggs.
Scrambled,
which I
I'd
don't
say.
like. Period. Yeah. So
Looks like
the
we're
thing about scrambled
scrambling
eggs
somebody's theory here.
is the dryness when you try to reheat it. But if you put like some salsa or something in it, it's fine.
Yes.
I'll take like a omelet from IHOP. Like I'll get like their steak omelet, and then I'll eat that the next day.
Yeah, omelets are pretty good, but that's not just eggs right by themselves. So that
It's still very
Scrambling
eggy.
theories ever since Crossy started this show. We've been scrambling theories since then.
Consider it beaten.
Mm.
this show has been scrambled to what it is ever since I began it.
Yeah. Why is there dead air with like 3 people on? This is
Why do you
messed
care
up.
so much?
I don't know. It feels awkward.
Listen, this is what people come to Rick's chat for. Right? They're paying for this experience with
They're
their time.
paying. They're paying.
They're paying. Where's this money? Can I get some
I
of
said
it?
with their time. I did
Oh.
say with their time.
Oh, okay.
Who would want to spend their watch hours on Crossy's Dead Air when you could literally go to? I'm gonna see who else is streaming right now, according to
There are
who I'm
visuals
subscribed to.
on the screen. Like he is drawing.
Drawing attention to himself.
That is the
Yeah.
point of streaming.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's also the point of what I do. I'm trying to draw attention to me for my comics and such. And I just allow other people on, so, maybe it might be a little bit more interesting to get a few more people here.
Time is money. Joshua is right.
Yes.
Maybe maybe one day your show will be just as popular as Lorenzo's. There's a ton of people on his panel.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily a good thing.
Well, actually, if you look at some of my old stuff, I have some real back. I don't know, probably within the first year of me streaming, first year and a half, I was my chats were a lot more lively because I used to have panels like this every day, twice a day.
I remember that, man.
Oh yeah, dude, that was crazy. That was probably not smart.
I was like, if I did that, I would waste away.
No, you remember the twice a days, and those panels were usually Like I'm talking.
I remember the medal being like on there.
Yeah.
Like, how could you put up with that, man?
Put up with metal? He's easy to put up
No,
with.
how could he put up with you?
'Cause
You know, I'm
like-
kidding.
It's not hard. Rick's a good guy.
Yeah, he is. He has to put up with me every Tuesday until he kicks me off or I'm not available.
Yeah, I would say he doesn't have to.
I said until he kicks me off or doesn't do it in this show anymore or I'm not available.
Yeah, this show, or well, maybe not this show in particular, but my various streaming has changed a little bit over the 4 to 5 years that I've been doing this. Although,
Remember your high noon? Didn't seem very high to me.
well, not when you were around, but like I said, when I first, well, maybe not exactly when I first started this, but there was a point that High Noon probably got more views than I'm getting today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like
You
I've looked
missed-
at the view count of the stuff that happened before I came around. I'm like, yeah.
You missed the joke. How dare you, Crossy?
I think he caught it. It just wasn't a very good joke.
Yeah, it wasn't. But High Noon had the it was like an awesomely bad intro. It was so, but it was you're like, oh man, he's trying to do like a southern kind of like.
Oh yeah, I
thing.
remember that. I
But it
remember
was
that.
but it was awesome.
I pretty much missed the intro almost every single time.
Then
Yeah,
he
I
took
still
it off?
remember it.
I was like Rick, that was the best intro ever. It's awesomely bad.
Yeah, Rick actually used to get like, at least in our circle, some bigger names on the show and stuff too. Like way back before I was even on the show.
Yeah. Maybe there will be a day where he gets bigger names on the channels again.
Oh,
Or you could just
Um,
chill. Chilling is fine.
yeah, but you can have the big names on and chill. Have them on chilling with you. Just talk.
I kind of miss the promotion streams though. Like once a week was maybe too much, but like as you find them is probably better. Back when we used to do like the Monday like Indiegogo Kickstarter promotion stuff, the interviews.
Yeah, I like those too. They were usually on Tuesday nights, I think,
Were they Tuesday? I forget. They probably
or maybe I mixed it up. I think.
I just remember it was at the beginning of the week, and it was planned not to be with the vomitorium, so it was either Monday or Tuesday, but it had to have been one of those 2 days.
Yeah, but that was back when you were doing the vomitorium 5 days a week too.
Yeah, it was, which I like that.
I was like
it's fine
when,
during the summertime. I can't do that the rest of the year because there's just not enough news traveling outside of the summertime.
Unfortunately, that's the reason I stopped. Is I invited people on or tried to, and they wouldn't get back to me or whatever. So I had no people to interview, if you will.
Rossi, you could interview me.
You don't have a project.
I do have a project. It's called my YouTube channel. Metal. Imagine if he did a YouTube interview show. Maybe it might get more views than this.
Some of them.
That was a
did,
fun
some-
show, but like, yeah, they did.
I guess it depends on who you had on.
Yeah. Like if you look for the playlist Talking With, those are the ones where I usually have somebody on and talking with them about their campaign. Usually it was Indiegogo. A couple of them I think were Kickstarter.
Yeah, and I remember there was
but-
one time where you just basically interviewed me because it was like a dead week and you didn't want to get off the schedule.
Yeah. Well, heck, I had Timothy on for his first book. That's how he came on for the first time. That was an interesting stream. Hey, Timothy.
Everything's an interesting stream when you have more than just Crossy and his mom on.
Hey, those are
Oh.
interesting streams. Listen, sometimes I like to lurk just for those streams. Okay, do not knock it.
Okay, no, like, okay, so the one time when I really didn't feel like hopping on, I ended up hopping on anyway because, like, there was just this painful dead air, and I'm like, maybe if Crossy's mom would be on, maybe there'd be less dead air. I was wrong, there was more.
I told you.
And I was in mental pain. Just watching you struggle. To actually have a show instead of just having a Crossy and a Mama Crossy being very quiet. Wait, who's leaving?
Tim.
Oh no.
He might just have to go out and come back in, depending on net or whatever.
Am I chasing all of your guests off, Crossy?
No.
And they both left as I was talking.
Yes,
You know,
but
people have lives.
Yes, but see, you weren't just talking for 30 seconds or whatever, and then they left. They've left, after you talked like half an hour.
And Tim was having Discord issues.
Oh, no, yeah. Alright, is there any chat I can read?
Not really.
Just the one about Tim having Discord issues.
Oh, yeah. Timothy, come back.
Timothy says, "Damn you, Discord!" And he says, "Pastry, no! It was the net."
The fishing net? Oh! I didn't know you owned one of those.
And he says, "For some reason, Discord was acting stupid."
Hey! It's our
Don't-
favorite guy, John Dillard.
Hey, we were just wondering if you were still alive.
No, I'm in fact dead.
But,
That's even
but
more
I mean,
impressive.
like, I saw you over on the captain's channel. What were you guys talking about there? I didn't have time to watch it.
Oh, it must not have been important because I also don't remember.
Oh no.
So how
I
you
haven't
doing,
talked
John?
to you since last year. Oh,
I'm doing all right, I guess. I guess.
I guess.
Are you liking your new mic?
Do you like my new mic?
It sounds good.
Yeah. You sound just the same as you did like a mic ago. You sound.
Yeah. Well, the issue is the problem is it's not the mic. The mic's not the issue. My issue is when I'm running stuff on my computer, I can't do anything.
Ah,
Oh no.
you sound a
Yeah,
bit
he just needs a
more
new
crisper.
computer.
Sounds a bit more crisper, I'd say. Though.
Do I sound warm and inviting and approachable?
Yes.
You sound more approachable than normal. What did you do to yourself?
No, I did some self work.
Hold on. I need to go ahead and fix my mistake. There. All right.
Massive Panda says, "Yo, what's up, Dylan?"
Hello, Massive Panda. How are you?
Wait, Dillard died? I was just messing with him.
Now we're just gonna wait
Everyone
for him to
was
respond.
wondering where the
on it.
heck they were. Everyone was wondering where the heck you were. And I'm like, no, I've been
Oh.
seeing him on the captain's channel.
I'm right here. Sometimes I go on the Captain. Sometimes I go on Vic King's channel.
Have you ever
I just
been
don't
on
stream
Sci-Fi?
because the thing is I have to work, and if I'm working and streaming, then my voice gets clippy and choppy, and I can't work while I'm streaming. So, geez, I really can't stream because I'm working like 14, 15 hours a day.
You need a break, dude.
Massive Panda
Nah,
said,
for what?
So you don't have a nervous breakdown?
No, he's fine.
I don't have those. I'm a guy.
Guys have nervous breakdowns. Don't lie
Guys
to
don't
me
get
like
to have
that.
the luxury of having depression or nervous breakdowns.
JH4 says, "Hi, Dillard." Timothy says, "Obviously, Dillard was busy. He has a life after all."
Dizzard.
Massive Panda asks, any estimate on the official launch date for Bucklet?
No, but I did get a page and a half more of that done, so that's good.
Yeah, that's good.
I'll be honest, I'm not launching the thing until it's finished, so
And how many pages is that?
still got
gonna
about
be?
16 pages.
Oh, that
16 more pages to do.
cool.
It's a tremendous amount of pages for the amount of work I put into each page.
Yeah, I can believe it because you're so good.
No, I'm just so slow.
Oh, that you might be that too. I don't know.
Break a leg, Dillard. Or wait, no, that's Stater.
Yeah, and I might do something to slow him up too. I was gonna see whether starting in February I might be able to get you to do 2 pages of Snowdrift a month.
Ooh, imagine. That doesn't seem like a problem to me.
Ah,
So, Dillard, other than work, what have you
Yes,
been doing with
pastry.
your lives? With your life?
Well, we had a bunch of parties in a row for my wife's birthday, my kid's birthday, Christmas, and New Year's. That was fun.
That must have been interesting.
Let's see. I went to a celebration, a party for my sister-in-law turned 40. She had a black tie event. That was fun.
So what is it? So what is so this might sound dumb, but like what is one supposed to wear as a masculine outfit for a black tie event?
Well,
Sorry.
basically that just means it just basically means dress. It's formal wear.
Okay. All right. So there's not like a special like black tie suit or anything?
I would say no. You should wear a suit. It should be a darker suit. You can, of course, go the all white route, but
All right.
you shouldn't
Yeah,
have any. You should not have like for instance, without a tie. Nothing like not like business casual where you wear like a blazer with a shirt that's the top button is undone. That's probably too casual.
Okay.
yeah,
Thank you.
But you don't need a tuxedo.
All right. Yeah, thank you, Dillard. I am put at least a good chunk of life put behind because I was pretty much told to wear dresses all my life and I ain't doing that no more.
You were put behind. What does that mean?
Here's the thing, Dillard. I was raised as a girl for insert. I'm not gonna say my exact age on air, but that -1. And I know all about what a girl should wear, but not about what a guy should wear. And I want to dress more masculinely. So I technically got put behind. But
You mean,
yeah,
like, lost time or
lost time, yes.
Lost time.
I don't know how to-
Lost
I
time
don't
is
know.
dressing as a guy. Nah,
Yes.
there's nothing.
Yeah.
That's all guys really get to wear to formal events. Suits.
Okay.
I used to have a really nice like satin vest that I would wear, but I stopped wearing it because the people mistake you for the help.
And then all for the guys is just maybe the degree of the suitiness, but most times a regular suit will do. It's just unless it's a tuxedo type event.
So what is a
To be
tuxedo
honest,
type
to be
of guy?
perfectly honest, if you want to dress like a guy, it will realistically take you a crash course of about a weekend worth of online browsing, and then you're all caught up.
Okay. No. Now here's the thing. I do not know how to tie a tie.
Easy.
most men don't. Well, I would say most guys don't. But all you have to do is you stand in front of you buy a tie. It's number one. Buy a tie. Then
I
stand
have a
in front
tie.
of a mirror. Okay, then you stand in front of a mirror and you practice just the overhand knot over and over again. It's the easiest one to learn, and you can fluff it up and dress it up in any which way. Make it look like a half Windsor. You can't even make it look like a double Windsor if you make it loose enough. And then nobody really knows anyway or cares. It all just depends on
Like, if you really know and you're looking, you can tell, but nobody looks. It would be rude to just like sit there
Right.
and look at somebody's neck long enough to tell.
Yeah.
I had my brother, for instance, my brother had his wedding. He had a bow tie. It was, of course, a clip-on bow tie for his tuxedo. But what he did, I was the best man, so I had to go do this. I had to go and buy a bow tie, a real bow tie, so that when he did his change of attire, which was, when you start to look a little bit casual after the wedding itself, during the reception, he took off the clip-on tie and put on the bow tie and just left it like he had untied his tie.
Yeah,
funny.
that's what I was gonna say too. You could just, buy a clip-on
Okay. Yeah.
instead of having to learn. Or I'm sure there's tons of videos on YouTube to learn how to tie. Heck, most guys end up getting their girlfriend or whatever to tie the tie. Usually they know how to do it better than them.
No, that's not true.
No, but what
But
a lot of
the
people
main
do
the main thing
is
when it
they
comes
That's
would
even
tie it
more
on a collar
work, man.
while it's off,
Man.
loosen it up, and then just slip it on and tighten it afterwards.
Oh man. Hey, Crossy. I think it's even more work to get a girlfriend. I think I'm screwed
Oh yeah, it's way more work to get a
to
girlfriend.
get a girlfriend.
It's actually easier to
the
get
thing
a
is
girlfriend
this:
if
when
you
it
know how
comes to
tie a tie.
dressing, nah, not at all. When dressing like a guy, the most important thing is to have the mindset of a guy, which is if it doesn't look great, who fucking cares?
All right. I think that's the easiest part.
If you're sitting here and you're riddled with anxiety and fear and doubt and indecision, now you're not pulling it off. You're never gonna pull it off. You gotta think like a guy. You're like, fuck it, looks good enough for government work.
Massive Panda says there are 50 different ways to tie a tie, but that knot Dillard is talking about never fails. That's the only knot I use. And then says, now if you have a fat stomach like me, you'll struggle with suspenders.
Oh, fat stomachs, suspenders work wonders for fat stomachs because belts are the bane of the existence of fat guys when it comes to dressing up.
Yeah, my dad used
Because your
suspenders a lot.
stomach will always, because the stomach will make the belt kind of slide down underneath the belly, which lowers your pants, which makes your
no.
pants drag.
You don't have a true waist anymore.
Right.
Imagine never having a true waist.
I wouldn't know.
Well, I've been overweight my whole life. I know exactly what not having a true waist means.
Yeah, I've been close to that.
But
Yeah,
people
but-
like myself and my father and my father's father, who were all overweight, you end up with your body itself because you wear your pants where your waist should be. It has a line on your stomach above where your actual belly line ends. So you have like two lines. Now, like I have two lines forming on my stomach because I've constantly wear my belt or wear my pants hiked up where my waist should be, even though my stomach is not there. It's very unattractive and unfortunate.
Yeah.
But who the fuck cares? I'm a guy.
I like suspenders. I think suspenders are nice.
I've never tried them before.
I might have.
I used to
don't
wear them
know.
when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Especially good for kids because it's like, I'm talking like really, really young. You're trying to get your kids to go to like church or anything. You try to dress them up in their Sunday clothes. You can't get a belt on a kid. Good luck. You can get suspenders on them.
Or wait, no. Here's how you get a belt on a kid. Step 1. Grab a fun-sized candy Step 2, tell them that they're good. They'll get the candy. Step 3, put the belt on them. Step 4, give them the candy.
Wishful thinking.
Bribery.
Bribery
Come on,
sometimes
Pastry. What are you
works.
new?
You think bribery works?
If the bribe's good enough. If
No, the only thing you can do is if you trick them into thinking it's their idea, then maybe. But that's a challenge in itself.
Yeah, I know. I hate it.
Yeah, the
Wearing
best and
belts as a
easiest
kid.
way is to threaten violence.
No!
Oh, that's a good one, yeah.
That's abuse.
No,
No, it's not.
it depends on the amount of violence you threaten.
No, you say, put on this belt. Stop messing around. Get over here. This is the second time I'm telling you. Get over here and put on this belt, or you're gonna get in trouble.
Put on
And
the
then
belt,
they
or you
come
get
over and
the
they put on the
belt.
belt. Yep.
Yeah. See, you don't even
So
know
you're gonna
how
get in
mu-
trouble. And then if they don't do it, you give them a timeout. If the timeout don't work and they're still acting crazy, now it's time for a spanking.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you grab the kid by the neck and chuck him out the window. Jesus, Pastry, what are you talking about?
How you said that. Yeah.
Like I know what abuse is. There's abuse, and then there's discipline. Kids are not adults; they can't make decisions because kids think that they can fly. They think they're astronauts. They think that everything that grows out of the ground is a flower that can be given to people. They don't know what they're doing. They're crazy.
Yes,
They have imagination. They have imagination. That is great.
Yes, but imagination with no concept of reality is a dangerous thing.
Yes.
Yeah, my daughter. I hear a big crash. Right, I look over, and my daughter's in the golf cart, and she's crashed into one of the pillars of the patio. And she said, "Look, Daddy, I'm driving." Well, you crashed. You're not doing a very good job. Get off of there.
Imagine if your daughter ends up finding your YouTube channel in like I don't know how old she is. In like 10 years. I'm just gonna say 10
4.
years. Imagine if she 4 years.
No, she's
4 years old. Okay.
So she would be 14
okay. So
in your hypothetical.
14. Yeah, that works. I say in 10 years she finds your channel. What would you say about it? And she's like, wait a minute, Father, you talked about me when I was 4.
That's the issue.
What would you say if she got embarrassed of it?
Tough luck.
Embarrassed. Yeah, tough cookies. Huh?
It happened 10 years ago. There's not much I can do about it.
Yeah.
And even if there was, I wouldn't change a thing.
Do you think you're
My
once
YouTube
you're
channel is how Daddy makes money so that you can buy your dresses.
so
Typical female driver crashing into things.
Oh man, I love the whole like and for whatever reason I love the whole like bad female jokes. I don't know why. They're just funny to me.
Step 1 to becoming a misogynist. There you go. You're halfway there.
What do you mean by misogynist?
Coming to the realization that men are superior at most things.
I choose to believe that no gender is superior to a gender.
Yeah, you're never gonna
even
pull
know
out
what
wearing
that
men's
means.
clothes though.
Well, guys do a lot
She
of good
looks, she's
things.
dressed like a dude, but she ain't got no swag.
She
There are
my life.
there are
Sorry, Crossy.
there are lots of things guys are good at, and there's lots of things girls are good at. But no,
Name one.
Looks like I'm good at some of each. Oh well.
Well, guys and girls can be good at this one, cooking. So
Cooking. I'm not good at cooking. Help
In the
me.
world, men. Why are they chefs?
Oh,
No,
I
no, no,
don't
no.
know.
Men are definitely better at cooking. They just don't have the time for it.
Uh, um, let's see here. Oh, there's the chat. Timothy's in the chat again.
He never left. Or do you mean on the panel?
He left on the panel, and then he went to the chat, and he's still in the chat and not on the panel again.
Yeah. It's
What do you think?
I was gonna say. Well, one thing women are usually better at the whole nurturing thing.
Yeah. I could tell that from Mrs. Dillard versus Dillard in the chat in people's chats. Mrs. Dillard is so nice, man. How is she, by the way?
But she's not a better nurturer than I am.
Yes, because nobody is better than anything than Dillard. Dillard's the best there is at everything.
Remember when you took the
Now you're
test?
getting it, Rick.
Remember when you took the test of "Are you a narcissist"? I think your number's now higher, buddy.
Now that test clearly showed that I was the superior test taker there that day.
You're superior at getting a narcissistic result, or not
Winner
like.
of all competitions.
I got the best results. Tremendous results. Every test I take, I do tremendous.
Yeah, I was just thinking that too.
You're
but,
kind of testing it there.
you got to remember, this is John Dillard, the winner of all competitions, who games the system.
So you're saying he's cheating? Wow.
No, you
It's
don't.
not cheating if you
You're
win.
not cheating. You're not trying hard enough.
Just because you game the system doesn't mean you necessarily cheat.
Oh,
You
wait.
you
Dillard.
just simply you can know how to win by the rules.
You just abuse the rules as they're written.
Let's see here. The chat says, let's see here. Pastry fails at having swag. I refuse to go ahead and, to call myself a she. And then, Timothy realized his mistake, and then, he's like, Master Panda is like, yeah, you couldn't pay me to nurture. Timothy's like, Dillard versus Mrs. Dillard, pay per view.
That wouldn't last very long. I'm not paying for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who do you think
why
would
Look
pay
at her
for
last name. It looks like just from the title I already won. Look at her last name.
Yeah.
Oh man, I kind of feel bad for her. Oh man.
I don't. She chose to marry Dylan.
That is a hell
Oh,
of a
yeah.
thing for you to say to me.
Well, even if she chose it, you could still feel bad for her.
Yeah.
No, people need to be held accountable.
Quick,
for their
Rick.
Decisions, Rick.
What's that movie quote from?
Don't know.
I feel bad that she had to take the man's last name.
It's Doc Holliday from Tombstone, where he says, you should be in bed. You can't be out here. And he says, this ain't your fight. You shouldn't get mixed up in it. And he said, that is a hell of a thing for you to say to me. 'Cause that's his friend. That's his family. Of course he's going to go and fight with his friend.
Tombstone is a good movie.
I
Hell
have
yeah.
yet to see that movie.
And we're not doing.
Oh, well,
movie
you're
nights
missing out
anymore.
there.
Rick, you need to solve this.
Well,
You gotta
I-
bring movies nights back.
Well, I did do a few weeks ago a bad movie. The Justice League TV pilot. Justice League TV pilot. Back
Is
from
that
the
really a movie?
90s. Well, it's a made for TV movie that was supposed to be a series. So it
Hey,
was
don't-
like,
Oh,
now
Did you know? Sorry. but did you know that they make forearm bandoliers?
What's a
No, I
bandolier?
did not.
It's like a long leather strap or nylon strap that holds ammunition. Some you see them like people drape them across their chest, long rows of bullets and stuff.
Oh, okay.
They make them for your forearms. This is incredible. I didn't know this.
I
Interesting.
didn't either.
Yeah. Well, I could see it. Somebody might have got the idea from Spider-Man because he's had something like that on his wrist, with his web shooter.
Now, I think I've seen one of these before. You ever watch those people on YouTube that do cowboy action shooting?
Yeah.
I know of them, but
I seen an old mustachioed man, and he had one on his forearm filled with shotgun shells. So you could boom boom real fast, break it open, pull out 2 more, and it only had 4, and it was made out of plastic, real hard. But I thought that was only for like those kind of competitions. But I'm drawing a picture right now, a poster for the captain, and I'm trying to figure out how to give this lady something on her arm that has to do with ammo. And I'm looking up the stuff, and there's all kinds of forearm
I
bandoliers.
see a
Some of them look
shotgun
really
one
cool.
with like 8 shells on it. I see like wraparounds with like some of these look like 45s and stuff. Like there's a lot of variants in this.
Hey,
Yeah, so right now I'm doing one where she has a big old massive 4570, right? The Henry Repeating Arms Company, big 4570 gun. And so I'm going to put those big old shells on a forearm bandolier. It's going to look super cool.
cool.
hey, Dillard. Guess whose show I've been
What up?
on? Pretty constantly in the last like few months.
EVS.
No.
Pretty sure you wouldn't even know who EVS is.
Friday Night Tights.
No.
Doom.
Here's a hint. Main character is green.
Kermit the Frog of Sesame Street News.
No.
That was awful, Rick.
Answer. The Slee Stack Show.
Oh, okay. Cool. I guess.
Have Lorenzo let you on the Slee Stack Show lately?
I haven't caught the Slee Stack show in a while. What's he up to these days?
Apparently we were fighting over if AI art should be a thing, and then Mr. Matt had a dog that kept on squeaking the squeaky toy, and I pretty much died laughing.
It's kind of a losing fight because it's going to be a thing whether you want it to or not.
Oh,
Squeaking
the
dog.
AI art.
Oh, yeah. And I was saying how you shouldn't do it because it's so impersonal. I think Deller would agree that AI art should never replace, should never be used. It's impersonal. What's your thoughts, Dillard? Am I correct? Do I read Dillard very accurately?
I mean, if I had my druthers, right, AI art would not exist. But it does exist, and if you're asking me if it should ever be used, I would say, yeah, go for it. I mean, it's out there. It's a tool. It should be used. Should it replace? I would say, if you can, then why not? But if it cannot replace, which I don't believe currently as it stands, it could.
It's a cheap
then,
bass. Oh, sorry. It's a cheap alternative to actually giving artists money and credit.
Yeah, but most artists don't get money or credit anyway.
Yeah. And here's the thing, right? Let's be realistic. AI art looks better than 99% of other people's artwork out there.
Jeez.
That's why it's popular. It's because it looks cleaner, more polished. There's their use of the AI's use of value and color theory and all that. It's rock solid. It looks really good, which is why people want to use it. It looks better than most artwork.
Yeah, and then some people just can't afford to pay an artist, because some artists are expensive, or even the cheap. Some of the cheap artists out there are just too expensive for them. You know.
But here's the thing. If the artists don't make money drawing art, then what are they gonna do? Work at a Walmart?
Literally anything else,
Uh,
or they could get good.
yeah, pretty
They could try
much.
to be better than the AI art. Like there's an example right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
like any other field. I don't think AI art will ever replace a regular person's because regular people have too much creativity. You can't program that into the computer. You can program what you want and it'll come out with something maybe what you want, maybe even what you want. The non-creative person wants, but
But here's the problem: even most artists aren't that creative. They just have skills they've developed. I think the bigger thing is that people who have artistic fundamentals will be able to make better AI art with prompting and recycling, and they'll be able to tell what's good more than like an average person will. So like people who have artistic fundamentals will still rise to the top. They'll just be using a tool to do it instead.
yeah. And there's always been, people using machines to replace people.
yeah, I'm well aware of that. I'm just thinking about all the artists out there being like, "There's a computer."
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's admirable that and it's that you feel that way. It's nice to know that people care about somebody's livelihood and well-being.
Yeah.
But there's nothing that's ever going to stop it.
I give you a hard time, but that does not mean I don't care about your well-being.
Yeah. And here's the thing.
Oh,
Pacey.
Dillard's not at risk.
Here's
No.
the thing, Pacey. There's always going to be people like the four of us that want to do comics or whatever, and we're not going to use the AI art because we have the skills or somewhat of the skills to do something, and we're just gonna do it ourselves because that's probably even easier than AI art because we can get it
Yeah.
more to what we want.
Well,
And then
another way to look
people
at it
buy
too is if you look at a lot of things that have been replaced with machining, right, just over the years, you start to see that a desire for handmade stuff or like person-made stuff starts to come up to where it becomes like an artisan craft, right? Like how people go out of their way to like find a blanket that was knitted by a grandma or something instead of something that was made in a factory. What this will do is it'll make the artisanship of making images desirable. It's actually going to make handmade stuff, if you're good, go up in price, not down. It's just going to
Oh.
hurt people who aren't bothering to get good.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because if you're sitting there and you're just bad at what you do, and you're like, well, this is making it even harder for me to be successful. I mean, you're never going to be successful because you're bad at what you do.
Yeah, I just am not.
You
all
always have to
good
get
with-
better.
Just not all good with. I like. My thoughts are. It's just it. I just don't like the idea of one day like having a robot, who probably will not have genuine feelings, doing. Yeah. You wait. I think you guys already get the gist of what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like you lose the emotion of it. And like by having it be replaced by robots. Like here's an idea of a career path that will almost never be replaced by robots, which people have probably already tried. People have tried to replace elementary school teachers with computers. Yeah, it didn't work. Or teachers in general. People tried to
Correct.
replace and that didn't work. It didn't work.
Yeah, well,
Well,
I don't know
There
when
was
they
a
did
learning
that.
gap during that year.
I don't know when
There was
they
a
did.
learning gap that year.
Yeah, I don't know
Continue.
when. I don't know when they did that.
Oh my God!
But I was just starting out my statement again. But it depends on the quality of the computer and the program too. There could be, and what it's teaching. I think computers might be able to teach history, but I doubt they'll ever be able to teach art.
Yeah. I forgot what I was gonna say again.
And then I think you even need to be careful of that because sometimes the people programming stuff like that could have an agenda and won't let certain things in.
Yeah.
All right. Would you like to see my finished line art drawing?
Sure.
Yes.
So,
How do I do that on Discord?
Just share. There's
Oh, you see where it says on air, right? There's a little chat bubble. So every
Got
chat
it.
room has its own chat now. Yeah.
No, down at the bottom, if you move your mouse over it, there in the I think the third one over from the left, there's your share screen.
Dillard, what would you do if a computer replaced your child's teacher?
Oh, I wouldn't care.
Ooh,
As long as she's still
I
learning.
like that.
Yeah, and here, let me show that to everybody.
So here she is. Check out the here's the forearm bandolier. I might have to correct these bullets. They're a
I
little bit wonky.
love that belt buckle.
Oh, thank you. So she's on safari. She's hunting for some big game. Yeah, probably a moose. I don't know. Whatever they have
Oh.
over there in Cape Town.
This is kind of dumb, but I thought you meant like the Apple browser there for a sec. Safari. Or
Oh.
why was I thinking
That is where it
that?
gets its name from.
It's like being on the Safari trying to use it. Okay.
You should be able to
Ooh,
see
look
in
at her
a
little
couple
lazy bra.
seconds, Master Panda.
All right, let's just say that I've been heating up this chill stream with all the roasts I've been doing all night.
You've been doing
Dillard?
roasts? You've been doing roasts?
I've been roasting you.
You
You
have?
might want to turn up the flame. It's a little undercooked.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe I should turn it up a notch. I don't want to get kicked off of this show though.
But I'd say the belt buckle is the most important for any type of straight shooter. So it's a good thing you got that down.
Yeah.
Also,
I would.
Also, I care too much about
Say.
Crossy to permanent or to mentally scar him. Too much. You get that, Crossy?
It's just funny that you think you can actually mentally scar me.
I know. I showed Rick the room, and he's fine after that. So I think he's good.
Oh.
The only person that's come close to mentally scarring Rick has been my wife.
How could Mrs. Dillard almost scar Crossy? She's so nice.
No, she got him to stop streaming for like 4 months.
Really?
No, not quite that much, but yeah.
What did you do?
Well, it was actually a combination.
Pastry,
of
that's a
factors.
sensitive subject. Don't just ask people about it.
Sorry.
It was actually a
feel
combination of
sorry.
factors,
Okay.
which we don't necessarily have to go into.
Ah.
Yeah, so you pretty much just had a nervous breakdown. It's okay, Crossy. It happens to all of us. Dillard refuses to realize it.
No, I'm with Dillard on this one.
I didn't even come close to a nervous breakdown. And with all with what the chat has done to me over the years too, and some of
And what
the
you've done to yourself.
yeah, that too. Yeah,
Am I worse?
I
Am I worse than this chat or continue?
I don't think there's anything you could do or say to really come close to scarring me.
Because I have a moral compass. Good one at that.
Correct.
I don't even think if you didn't have a moral compass, there wouldn't be much you could do.
Jesse, I could never hurt you permanently.
I could. I just won't because I'm a better person than Pastry.
Hey! I'm saying I couldn't because I care too much about people.
You couldn't because you can't. I could. I just don't.
And Timothy, what movie was so bad it was funny?
Room.
Spaceballs?
Oh, the
You better not be talking about Tombstone.
No, Tombstone's great.
Me and Timothy are gonna have some words if he's talking about Tombstone.
No,
If you have
what
a
was a good
fight,
movie?
have
Was,
it on
Bone
a
Tomahawk.
post-stream chat.
I'm not gonna fight with him. I'm just gonna call him a silly fellow.
The silliest of fellows.
No, not the silliest. That goes to Rick.
No, I think I'm sillier than Crossy here.
I don't know. I've played games with Rick. He's pretty silly.
I'm pretty silly too.
Timothy
Which Rick, we
says,
need to play some
I
games.
know I
again.
can't get in fights with people. I leave if things start getting heated. I might get a little bit loud, but if I start to feel like I might get like emotionally invested in this argument, I'll just leave. Be like, oh, this is gonna be a waste of time. I gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
I might actually, if I like argue with people online and I get like emotionally involved, I might end up like losing sleep. I might even like think about it later. And what good is that gonna do me at all?
Yeah. Now I feel like people tend to think about like it a little differently if it's like in front of a chat or if it's not in front of a chat. But yeah.
I think that's a young person thing, I guess. Needing to prove yourself in front of other people. Like, I'm already married. What the hell do I got to prove to anybody?
I don't feel like I need to prove myself to anyone else. You have two options with me. Listen to me or don't.
Ooh, let's hear these binary options.
Listen to me. Wait, no, there's three. Listen,
Oh my goodness!
listen to me, hear me, or drown me out with your own mind.
Listen
Yeah.
to me. You're going to have to listen to me if you want to know what I want.
yeah, but listening to you and hearing
That sounds
you could be
pretty
considered
girly
this-
there, Dillard.
Yeah, it's from a Saturday Night Live skit with Adam Sandler where he plays an old lady.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, so
That's
Timmy, go ahead, Pastry.
And fat Chris Farley is trying to pick a decorative plate off a wall, and she's yelling at him. You have to listen to me if you want to know which one I want.
That sounds
And
like
of course,
a very
being Chris
girly
Farley,
thing
he
to
falls
say.
over.
No. Alright, you go, Crossy, it's your show.
Timothy says The Room, so that's the one that he was talking about was bad. He says Tombstone was awesome. Val Kilmer is Doc Holliday. Hell, I argue that Val Kilmer steals the movie from Kurt Russell.
No. The best
Of
portrayal in
course
the
he
whole
did.
movie is Bill Paxton as Morgan Earp.
Fucking Bill Paxton. I love that loser.
You can't go wrong with Bill Paxton.
And with that said, we're at that time. So, Dillard, anything you would like to promote?
Yeah, I would like to promote Pastry's channel. Go and sub to Pastry.
Alrighty. Alright, I would like to promote, Dillard Draws. He has a YouTube channel that he is not really, uploading right now. You're working on the, Mrs. Buckler, or the Bucklet, I think? And
Yep.
then, are you also, working on the male Buckler, too?
Yep.
There is
And,
one male. There is only one buckler in his universe. There's a buckler and a bucklet.
Alright. And then what else? What else do you do, Dillard? Help me!
Oh, I'm also working on a little mini series called The Man's from Brownsville. I'm also working on some other comics for other people, like Luke Stone Studios doing Rift Riders. I'm doing another book called A Manslaughter. I'm coloring that for Dario Hernandez of Glacier Mountain Comics. Also doing the artwork for another comic book for a guy named Captain Finity. Title undetermined at the moment. I'm also doing another book for Dario Hernandez called Ocean Fang. Doing another book for Dario Hernandez called what is that book called? I'm doing a bunch of stuff.
No wonder you don't have time for a stream.
Hey,
You
Well, he's got
just
money.
have
I'm doing
to-
another book for this guy named Rick Piper. I'm doing a book for him called Snowdrift Number 2.
AJW. The only
knows how to
one
write
that you.
books.
yeah, he has a lot drawing on him. His attention.
JW. JW, good luck saying too much more on this show. We're about to end the show.
Oh, thank God.
Yes, it's Dillard JW. Comic artist. Or Joseph. Whichever. Well, since you're here, would you like to promote anything?
Yes, please.
And
If
I
you
gotta
only
love
got
how
anything.
I gotta love how Rebellious went and started promoting before I asked her.
No, I got nothing to promote at the moment.
Dylan
Okay.
promoted my stuff, and then I ended up.
But wait, I'm not finished yet. I'm also drawing another book called T-Rex, but that's going really slowly. It's a beautiful naked big titty Amazon women riding zombie dinosaurs. I'm also drawing another book called Outrage versus Darklight and coloring and I'm doing that for Dario Hernandez. I'm also doing another book for Dario called Noctrig.
How many books
How many
does he
books
got
does Dario have?
going? Sounds like he has as many
He has
as
6
me.
books in total. He has as many books as he has deep pockets. It's fantastic.
Yeah, for you.
Sounds fantastic.
I'm also drawing another book called Artifice Reanimate.
Cool.
Now the question is,
I'm also working on another book called Life for a guy you might know. I'm not sure if you know him or not, but he's the guy that did the what is this? The Kryptoninols? I don't know. Never mind. But there's another book coming out, vampire book. It's gonna be pretty great. I'm drawing that too.
Wow, you have
Now-
like what, 10 books on the go there?
now I have a
Yes.
question for Life. Does Dillard have more books, or does Mrs. Dillard have more shoes?
Oh, she definitely has more shoes.
Well, seeing
Oh
as,
no!
well, seeing as how Dillard, those aren't all Dillard's books, I'd say she has more shoes. He's just working on them. Metal, is there anything you
There's
would
also
like?
a book live on Amazon right now called It's Not My Fault, which is a primer for anybody that has to deal with people that are in foster care. I did the illustrations for that book. It's called It's Not My Fault, and it's available now on Amazon.
Cool.
Okay.
Metal, would you like to promote anything?
Yes.
If Dillard will let you.
As always, being that it is Tuesday now, tomorrow at the normal time, 6 o'clock Central, is the Vomitorium Live, where you can join me and Marsupial Gamer talking about all kinds of ridiculous things, usually gaming, film, sometimes comics, and other nonsense that's in the news. And you can always check out my works at xdynamuschaos.com, where I've got several comics and even some prose stories that you can read if you're bored.
I just remember Metal. One thing I just remembered, I'm also streaming tomorrow, right around the same time. Because wait, what is your? I forgot what the conversions are again. What is whatever your time is in MST?
I am 1 hour ahead of you, so 6 for me would be 5 for you.
So right smack in the middle of my show. Gee, thanks.
Well, good luck
I'm
with
gonna
that.
be interviewing one of my friends that likes to read. But yeah.
Speaking of reading, I'm also doing another book by Star Sky Comics called Aslan: The Reawakening.
Hold on, let me grab my popcorn. Ashley grabs
Like,
popcorn.
for the Chronicles of Narnia.
No.
Aslan?
No, it's not Narnia.
Is that a big
Uh,
lion?
Yeah, but the
I
guy's
think it's
not
technically
a lion.
God.
He only has lion powers.
Lion
Mm.
power.
But Dillard
What
might,
kind of
He has
lion?
the
Like
strength
the
of 3
animal
lions.
or the action?
3 lions? That's ridiculous.
Dillard might beat lion to you though.
No, I'm actually
Now, why
working on a
would-
book called Aslan. It's pretty great.
Why would Dillard
Yeah.
ever lie to us? Okay.
I don't know. Anyways, with that, I'd like to thank all the panelists for coming on. It's been great having you all here chatting with you. You've made the show better as always. And of course, I'd like to thank all the chat for being here. You, of course, have made the show even better than the panelists because without you,
Hold on,
we
Rick.
don't-
I'm showing the cover I did for Aslan.
Wow!
He's got to prove it. That's a
Yeah,
good cover.
Here, and I've got a. There.
Great,
There's the cover I
Crossy.
did for Aslan.
That's how you get everyone in the panel, and you streaming on your lonesome self again.
Yes,
Wait,
but
did he
with
just
a,
push
There
us
is a
over
lion
to
in the
his-
background. If you can see, up there in the back, there's a lion right there. Look at that.
well, you're certainly not lying. But pastry, if we don't have the chat, we don't really have a show.
But if we don't have the panel, then you wouldn't have a show. You would just have a Cross Comics speaks for 5 minutes and the rest speaks dead air.
Well, as long as I have a chat and they're talking, I usually talk. Not that I don't want panelists.
You know,
I
Rick
do.
Piper had a channel all on his own before he ever knew you, Pastry.
Yeah. The
Yes,
poor guy.
in
Until
fact,
my wife killed it.
in fact,
The poor.
I think Dillard.
poor guy.
I think Dillard was streaming a little bit before me or putting up stuff, but I'm not sure whether it inspired him to do more when he started doing more. I know it inspired Lorenzo and a few other people too. So,
Lorenzo's show is so fun.
but
Yeah. Rick, I don't think Dillard would
Rick,
be an
you are
artist.
terrible at ending a stream.
yes, everybody's interrupting me. So again, thank you, chat, for being here. It's great having you. We couldn't have a show without you. So we'll catch you all
Bye.
next week. There'll be a couple short videos coming up within the next day. One with a project that I'm working on for a guy named Dark Conversation, and then something I'm doing with Halal for those who remember Halal. So bye for now. God bless. Love you all. Have a great and
Bye.
wonderful day, night, whatever it might be for you.
Bye.
God bless.